everything's just done by email, and it's like, I don't know.
I get that.
They're not exactly very tech savvy. There's no Slack or anything like that. It's just really annoying. But
government.
well, we're the only ones in our building.
Oh, really? Oh,
Except
that must be
another
weird.
unit. There's like security, and then our unit, which is like 12, but we're rotating. It's like 6 people, and then maybe 6 other people in this giant office complex.
That's weird.
It's super annoying. I'm super annoyed that everyone else gets to go home and do nothing but get paid.
Yeah.
And I guess we're considered essential service, so I'm like, I guess happy to serve,
Right.
but it's nothing to do with what's going on, so it's like annoying.
I get you.
Yeah.
Lame.
I feel for you, Bo. I'm in the same boat. I have to go in every day. But
Yeah.
I'm not an essential service. My company just thinks it is.
Well, there's a lot of resistance early on, thinking, oh, it's like flu or something, so whatever. Then as the death toll climbs, it's like, kind of, the job isn't really worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm starting to think about those things. It's a matter of life and death. It's like, I don't really care about this job that much.
Can't take it with you.
So, what's that?
Said you can't take that job with you.
Nope.
That's true.
And there will be no bards singing ballads of my exploits in dosimetry.
No. Ooh. Sorry. That was me. All right.
There once was a great man named Bo, and dosimeters from him they did flow. But then he caught the corona, and now he's a gona.
I'm
What
not
a
gonna.
great
I would be really
person
sad
to
if this
live.
ever happened to you, but eventually we could sing that song. Eventually.
Yeah.
I tried to do Toss a Coin to Your Witcher, but
Toss
I thought it was Little Miss Muffet.
yeah, well, this is what it ended up being. Now that, I didn't know what it was, but now that you mentioned like the
Toss a
syllable
coin
structure,
to
I'm
your
like,
Witcher.
Exactly.
All right.
All right,
We good? We're back. Everyone's back.
we're back, and
right.
we're back
We're
on the
back.
6th.
Oh,
are we back?
I should record.
We're back.
Yeah, now we're back. We're recording and we're back. All right, Bo. What do you know?
All right. We return to the White Tower, belonging to the Order of the Obsidian White. It's the paladins and clerics who worship Euphemius, god of righteousness. You're on the 6th floor of this tower, just outside of Knight Commander Elentris Vane's room. You've knocked on it. There's 2 guards on either side of the door. Stanley's standing in the doorway with nothing but pants on. You guys were just about to engage in a discussion of great import.
Have you all been up this whole time?
Why wouldn't we be?
I don't know. It's late. Everybody's asleep right now, including me.
The time for action.
No
All
rest
right,
for the
well-
weary, Stanley. Let's go. Let's go. We got to meet.
All right. What? Let's go.
Don't lay up.
Where are we going?
Keep your.
Do I need stuff? What are we doing?
Do we need stuff, Pharrell?
We're talking.
Yeah, they were just talking.
okay.
Put on a shirt, Fabio. Let's go. Oh wait, was he not wearing pants or a shirt?
No, he's wearing pants.
Oh, okay.
He's Illidan. He's Illidan right now.
All right.
It was Donald Duck in it.
Let's see. Should I be picturing you with rocking abs?
No, he's reverse Donald Duck, not. He's reverse
Wait,
Donald Duck.
But I do need to know. Should I be picturing Stanley with rocking abs?
Yeah.
No, he's a strength 10. He's fit, but he's not muscular.
Oh,
Okay.
still Abby
No,
though.
10 is a strong. I know 10 seems sucky when you're making your characters and you want 18, but 10 is like average person strength. Like you could be muscly at 10.
Yeah. So maybe runner bod?
Yeah, Runner Bob.
Okay. All right.
It's my favorite Middle Eastern country that doesn't exist. Runner Bob.
I can't tell if it's racist or not.
It's not.
It doesn't even exist. How could it be
No,
racist?
it can't be racist. They do this all the time in movies.
No. But it's just a shade away from gobbledygoo, that country in China.
Gobbledygoo.
Wait, hang on. No. Does that mean Gotham
No
sounds
one's
like...
racist.
Yeah.
It's like Runner Bud, that Arabic
Bud.
country. It's fine. I think it's funny.
When you gotta do a fake terrorist country in your action show, Runnerbod. Anyway.
Runner Bud. Runner Bud's a good NPC name.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Although I'm not going to do its voice.
Now
because
he'll be
maybe
racist. Yeah, now we're getting racist. Sure.
Now we're like it's an Indiana Jones movie or something,
Yeah. Nobody wants that.
All right. Anyways, I'm sorry for derailing us. Where were we? Oh, you were talking. I wasn't doing anything.
So Stanley's are you gonna get ready? And what are you doing?
No, I'm just following you.
Okay.
And let us meet in the.
Yeah,
Does the kitchen have a door?
Nobody's in there right now, so we can go use it.
The kitchen does not have a door.
All right.
However, your quarters do. So there's the mess hall. There's the guest quarters. You could go in there and close the door.
Yes, but Nash shat in a box.
Yeah,
in
so
our
it would
room.
smell.
It's in a separate room, and he closed the door. So
Oh, so it's in a chest.
Smell.
Yeah,
It'll
but
always-
it's in a chest behind a closed door.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
It'll be a very mild smell, and it'd be the kind of level where you're not sure if you're imagining it because you know it's there, or you're actually smelling it.
Oh no, I have a pretty good sense of smell. We're going to the kitchen.
The kitchen it is.
Okay, so the five of you, including Walnut, head to the kitchen.
Okay. All right, Stanley, we stand on the precipice of a decision.
All right.
We have multiple avenues, and I am prepared to bargain.
Okay.
We are currently set, and I'm doing this thing with my fingers where I'm pointing at one at a time. Currently set to betray the dragon and give him a fist of great power, which is also haunted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You want to continue your romance and go to heaven.
What?
You want to go to heaven to heal the glove with your new mate and
Okay.
build a hill on our world.
I'm not particularly interested in the hill at this point, Varel, but
But the
sure,
hill goes
yes.
there no matter what.
Okay.
Euphemius will make a hill in our world where he will likely send fools like Walnut to worship him.
Hi, Walnut.
Forgot he was
Am I allowed to
Thirdly-
speak now?
No, shut
Not
up.
yet.
Shut up for a minute.
The third option. Hope is speaking to the ghost in the gauntlet.
Wait, how do you know this?
We're guessing.
Okay, continue.
If we defeat the ghost, the glove is no longer haunted, and we could maybe take it to the dragon and go home.
So, let me get this straight. Your plan is to give Hope the gauntlet. Hope that it does not immediately whisk her out of the tower where we couldn't interact with her or anything in particular. Hope that a ghost that haunts the gauntlet appears that you think might be real, that will then allow us to fight it, which you think we might be able to win,
Mm-hmm.
which will then for some reason depower the gauntlet and make all these paladins say it's okay to give to a dragon who wants to give the gauntlet, no doubt because of its power, to somebody else, and he will not seek vengeance on our world.
Well, yes. Because you want to go to heaven, and the gauntlet is haunted. So our other two options are equally insane.
Well, they want me to take the gauntlet to some mountain. Not
That's in
heaven.
heaven. Walnut told
No.
us that Celestia is in heaven, and there's a road, and you will be judged.
Is this true?
Are you talking to me? Looks at Nash.
Yes.
Yes. It's possible to get to heaven through not dying.
How difficult of a journey is this?
Well, I've never been, but you take the Great Road until
We have an airship, so roads already questionable as to whether we're using them.
Well, I'm sure you could fly in the direction of the road and get to heaven, but they'll probably ask you to land since heaven airspace is highly restricted, I'd be willing to bet. And then you can meet the attendant, and they'll see about whether they will allow you access if you're worthy.
Now, Walnut,
I can't go, though, okay? I have to stay here. I have duties at the White Tower. They need my attention.
Okay, I would definitely prefer you didn't come. Walnut, if we're bringing this artifact to be destroyed and that's where it has to go, why would they deny us entry?
Well, they'll take the artifact, perhaps, but you can only go to heaven if you are worthy. So if you are, a character of a questionable nature, you will not be allowed access to heaven. Now, I know you guys aren't evil, so you don't have to take it like rejection. It just means you have stuff to work on to be good and gain access to heaven.
Great. Vorel, here's the thing. As much as I want to fight a spooky ghost that may or may not reside inside a glove,
Don't you?
it sounds like we have no idea that it's actually there. And if it isn't going to appear until we hand the gauntlet to Hope, again, what is to prevent her from being immediately whisked out of the tower?
Well, or remember the anal worm launchings? I learned the name of the demon and taunt it 3 times as I did that day. It appears, and I kill it. But
Okay.
Walnut does not know the name. So, I have fetched you from your bedchamber this eve, so that you may whisper sweet things into your lover's ear, and we may conduct this plan.
I mean, tomorrow we're going to meet to discuss strategy, and I'm not opposed to it, Varel. I will concede this. You are absolutely right. Pissing off a dragon with a portal to our home is probably not a great idea. That said, dragons that come to our world have a good tendency of dying as soon as they arrive, so there's also that, but I get where you're coming from. I just don't see any sense in giving this artifact to Hope just to have the demon. Giving the demons what they want seems like a bad idea, universally.
It doesn't sound like I need to hold it, though. It sounds more like we need to open the box.
That's
And
it.
my
Just
thought
open the
is-
box.
Yes, and my thought is if it's something much more sinister than it's letting on, we'd be bringing it right to heaven.
That's a fair point. Well, again, these are all things we can figure out in the meeting tomorrow. I don't see why we have to figure this out tonight. We'll throw out the idea of opening the box and see if we can bait out whatever this thing is. See if we can fight it and stop it. If we can't, then we take it to this mountain and drop it off. Done and done.
Stanley, there's twofold problems. We are using the airship from our current employer to make that deposit.
Well, that's true.
Our world is already betrayed at the beginning of this mission.
Well, one way or another, we're going to have to pick a side.
Our side. The Heroes of the Waste side is the one I pick.
Okay, and what does our side do?
Nobody allowed in our world. No Euphemian mountains. No portal dragons. We're gonna kick out the principal. We're going to kick out TWBD. So it's just the living. We stop these fools from coming in and collecting souls or whatever activities they have planned.
We found out when we were with Tabacho that it was a third party that's interested in this relic. What if that third party is going to use it against our world? What if helping him hurts us? We've no guarantees that we're not giving this weapon immediately to one of our enemies. The principal, that cabbage vampire, any of them.
I forgot about the cabbage vampire.
That's why we have to we complete our bargain, but the glove is useless. It's unpowered. It's the only way, Stanley.
We can see if they know any way to depower the glove in the morning. If that's an option, I would certainly go for it. But if it was as simple as just fight a demon and depower this artifact, I have a feeling someone would have done it by now.
You saw them today, right? These aren't warriors. They're sons of blacksmiths.
Sure. Which is why these are the people that are more worth defending. They're a bunch of scared people in a tower, Varel. These are the people we want to doom? So that criminals taking advantage of other people can sell it off for a profit to who knows what they're going to do with the gauntlet? That's a better option to you?
I don't like this question. Should have known what they got into by joining a warrior's order. They're meant to slay demons.
I mean, we joined a guard inside a little town, and look where it brought us. Sometimes life just doesn't give you what you expect.
Wow.
I will know I did the right thing by unpowering the glove, completing my deal.
Let's see what our options are in the morning.
Thank you, Stanley.
Is it my turn to talk yet?
Yes, Walnut.
Well, what do you want?
No, what do you... Nothing. What do you have to say? Do you have anything to say?
I just thought maybe you had some questions for me. You brought me along.
Do you have an opinion, Walnut?
I think we should just do whatever Knight Commander Electra says.
That's
She's
an
very
option.
wise.
I'm going to bed. Good night.
Good night, Walnut.
Hope goes to bed.
Yeah, Stanley's already snuck away.
I go to bed as well.
From the moment Walnut said, "What do you want?" Stanley has shaken his head and turned away.
Okay, everyone leaves except Nash and Walnut. Can I go to bed now, Mr. Nash?
Yeah. I
I'm
think
awfully tired.
your services are no longer required.
Okay, good night, and may Euphemius be with you in your prayers.
Thanks, buddy. Now go away. And then I'll turn around, and as I walk away, my little neck hand will reach out and wave at him as I go.
Yeah. Oh, your baby hand
My
that
baby
grows out of
hand.
the back of your neck?
Yeah.
All right. He goes, ah! What manner of demonic possession is
There's
happening
no
with
possession.
you?
I'm not possessed. That's just my hand.
You have a baby arm in your back. That's
I-
not where baby arms are
No,
supposed
I know,
to be.
I know. Normally they're on a baby, but these are different. These are difficult times. It's fine. Go to bed.
Do you control it, or does it have its own will?
I control it. So I was waving goodbye to you with my little magic hand.
Okay. Because if you have another person inside you, I hope you're being nice to it.
And there's nothing else inside of me. Just a cold, dark husk of what used to be a man.
How did this happen?
It's a long story. Don't worry. Go to bed. You need your rest. All walnuts are off tonight.
So, okay. And then he bows before you with his. Remember, his monk's hood is on backwards, so his hood is there. So he bows, and the hood drops down. He goes, "Oh," as he notices it for the first time, and then he walks off.
Nice.
You're alone in the kitchen.
Okay.
You go to bed?
Yes, I will retire as well.
All right, everyone goes to bed. Those of you, you're all gonna get a long rest. So long rest tonight.
Oh, good.
You've been given some extra time to sleep in. You didn't end up staying up that late reading books. So let's get the long rest going. That clears your exhaustion, Stanley. And okay, who's the first to rise? Who's the early riser? Got a volunteer?
We don't have a whole bunch of early risers.
All right, roll off. Whoever's got the lowest roll, you're up first.
Wait, which dice?
D20. D20.
Okay.
18.
3.
3. Let's do this, John.
Oh my gosh. All right, what'd you get there, Kyle?
9.
All right. So we'll start with John or Stanley. Stanley, you open your eyes and you realize that you're up quite early because Elantris is still soundly asleep next to you, but you're awake. You're just in full wired I'm up mode as your eyes open.
All right, I get up, get changed, get all my armor and gear together, and make my way to the kitchen.
Perfect. Hope, you also, you don't know what's going on with Stanley, but you open your eyes, which you feel is to be quite early, but you're wide awake. And let's get everyone else's headphones off.
Ooh, okay.
Including you, Varel, unless you're muted. All right, you hear a voice whisper into your ears as you snap into consciousness. It says, "Today's the day." It whispers in your ear.
Day for what?
Today will be the day we meet.
Looking forward to it.
Stay the course and have faith in me. Your faith will be rewarded.
Hope we'll just kind of, a little.
Okay. Headphones back on for everyone else, please. All right, and so you wake up and you look around. You see the Vorel's tail coming out from underneath one of the beds, and you see also Nash is kind of curled up like a cat at the base of one of the beds for some reason. All the blankets on top of him in a giant mess.
Nice.
It's like a tornado of blanket and man on one corner of the bed.
That sounds right.
Hope we'll stretch and yawn and start heading to the mess hall.
Okay, so then you enter into the mess hall at the same time as Stanley.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning, Hope. Gotta
ready
say,
for
it's
this?
nice to wake up and not have a plague epidemic wiping everybody out.
Yeah, it's yeah. I'm glad that worked out.
Hope, do you
Sorry.
think that you're the reason that plague came through here?
I did. But the voice, I don't think so anymore. I don't know if it's someone else in the tower who let it in, but something's already in here. And that makes me think it wasn't me.
That they're maybe setting you up to take the fall for it.
Exactly.
Well, breakfast.
Breakfast.
All right, so you guys are gonna make your own breakfast? There's nobody in the kitchen right now. You're both up earlier than everyone else.
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yep.
So
Make some
there's
food. Hope we'll look for coffee.
okay. There's no coffee available here. There is mead. There appears to be barrels of mead, and there's the same thing that there was for dinner: stew. So there's just various dried meats and vegetables, and there isn't really breakfast food here. It's military gruel. You can
Other
make
than
a
a cup of meat and some stew.
Yeah,
right.
there you go.
So preparing it will take about an hour or so. You've got to cut it all up, put it in the pot. There isn't really any leftovers from yesterday's broth since you used it all to pour on people. Okay, so as a few hours go by, you begin making breakfast. Nash and Varel, you both awake as well to the smells of the kitchen going, and for a change of pace, you see Hope and Stanley quietly making breakfast together.
Well, this is an unusual sight, and I'll push all my blankets away and try to undishevel myself.
You brought the blankets to the kitchen?
Oh, yeah. You know how little kids do? They keep it all wrapped up, and they wander in, like, what's going on in here?
I love it.
I'll do like that.
Well, we're trying something different, Nash.
When is this ready?
Want
Should
to
be
help
ready.
cook?
Yeah, any minute if you help faster.
Well, what do you want me to do?
All right, we start giving Nash instructions.
Okay. All right. So you begin also preparing breakfast with Nash. Varel, I don't know if you want to participate or not. You smell food coming from the kitchen. You're not in there. Maybe it's Gregor. You don't know.
I'll proceed in and eye my companions cooking for the first time I've ever seen them cook.
So once Nash starts helping, Stanley's role becomes more supervisory. He
Gotcha.
notably is no longer actually actively doing anything, but he's got a lot of feedback for Nash.
I mean, so there's really to stew. There's really only two major components. That's selecting the ingredients and cutting them up, and putting them in at the right time, and then there's seasoning and spicing to taste, which doesn't involve a lot of work. Just putting seasoning in, taking a little taste in the big cauldron. So who's got what role, or
Hope will be in charge of the seasoning and kind of flavor it to what she had as a kid.
Okay, so that means the Stanley, you're monitoring Nash, there's no more vegetables to cut, but you may have given him busy work to do.
Yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm having him
All right.
clean and stuff, put stuff away.
Okay, perfect.
I'll take it.
So this is what you walk into, Varel. That scene. You don't have to do anything. You could just wait.
So you all can cook.
Well, we're trying. We've seen you do it enough, and
And we never said we couldn't.
That
Hope
day in the
never said
cave.
she couldn't.
That day in the cave with the worms when we tried to kill a man for a sandwich.
Yeah.
I didn't try to kill the man for the sandwich. I may have tried to kill him, but not for the sandwich.
That is fair. Also, Stanley, you were possessed at the time, so you were not responsible for the killing of the sandwich. All I mean is we could have seasoned those bugs.
I don't think I have any seasoning. I don't tend to travel with it.
Nash does. Or you did.
Do I now?
No. But back in your old cloak when you had all the back
I
guano
totally
in
had
there.
that. Yeah. Yeah, that was good stuff.
And the froggy myth egg.
I had all kinds of good stuff in there. Yeah.
Lots of seasoning.
All right. This intrigues me. What will your food taste like, Hope?
You have to find out.
Very well. I think Nash should be forbade from seasoning.
Oh, we've got him far away from the pot. It's fine. He's just Nash over there. There's what's that right there that I'm pointing at?
I don't know what that is.
It's something that got chopped up and it's sitting on the counter.
Oh.
I don't think it belongs there.
Okay. Where would you like it?
In the trash.
All right. I'm on it. I'll go move these, whatever it is. What are they, peelings or something? What is it?
Whatever you want it to be.
All right.
What would you like it to be?
Use your imagination, Scott.
All right.
What is it?
I'm going to grab these. I'm going to grab these and I'm going to throw them away, but I'm going to secretly keep a handful of it and put it into my pocket. A handful of whatever it is.
Of what? What is it?
Whatever it is.
One of you decide.
You gotta name it.
All right, I'll name it. And if you guys don't want to name it, I'll call it, they're just like peelings, like potato peelings, like carrot peelings, that kind of thing.
Garlic paperwork.
Yeah, all that stuff. And I'm gonna just,
Okay, so it's all kinds of vegetables. Just vegetable.
It's just a pile.
Vegetable peelings.
Yeah, vegetable peelings, and I'm gonna grab
Add
a
vegetable
fistful.
peelings to your inventory, and in brackets put like potato skins, carrot
Okay.
skins.
All
just
right.
to remind yourself what might be in this vegetable peelings pile.
All right, I'm doing it.
Glad we're filling up his inventory again.
That's
After
right.
all the...
You'll laugh, but those are the kinds of things that actually could be reagents. It's kind of.
You
I
never
mean,
know.
that's more on brand for reagents than like boogers and stuff. So
Boogers.
it's pretty good actually. Vegetable peelings.
Why wouldn't it let me? Oh, there you go.
You'd have made a great wizard.
I'll head over to the pot and using my Path of the Storm, I will light the fire.
Ooh. So what does that look like? Just your finger, or?
Yeah, anything I touch unattended and unequipped, I can light on fire. So that includes starting the fire there, and I can also pick up the pan and kind of, stir fry off my own heat.
Okay, so Hope Varel lights the fire and begins assuming control of your kitchen.
Burrell, get out.
This is
I'm almost done. Get out.
you were in charge of seasoning.
Yes, and it's
I am the
almost
flame
done.
master.
The fire was already lit. How could we have started cooking stew that's almost done if it wasn't on fire already?
This is how I cook at my inn. I supply. Did you not see? I grab the meat and it burns in my own hands. It's a glorious
Then
thing.
put it on a separate plate over there, but don't throw it in here. I'm almost done.
No, I'm heating this pot. This pot, the heat was unverified by me.
Vorel, let other people cook for you for once.
Okay. I will sit.
You hear a voice out in the mess hall. What's that smell? It smells delicious. And then a man with long hair, big beard, wearing nothing but long johns, walks in, like including covering. It's got footsies on it, so it's these big long johns. Oh, that smells delicious. And then he goes and takes a bowl off a counter and lines up behind Varel, Stanley, or Varel and Nash, we'll say, just whoever's around, like as though it was a line. Lineup's moving quite slow.
It's almost done. Then Hope will just keep working on it until it's done and then start serving out food.
Oh, I'm sure it's done in the night. You presume he's a knight the way he carries himself. He just has nothing but long johns on. He walks to the pot and he begins.
I will slap his bowl away with my wooden spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, attack roll, please.
Sweet.
You get no bonus for the weapon. You're not, and you don't have proficiency with spatulas or improvised weapons.
An 8.
Okay, so you go to smack him, and you hit him, but do no damage. It's not a hard smack. And he looks at you and he goes, I'm sorry. I'll wait in the mess hall. Forgive me.
Thank you.
And he retreats to the mess hall. You hear another
Hope
voice
continue
come in.
seasoning.
What's for breakfast? I can smell it from here. It smells delicious.
Nash goes,
Pharrell?
what do you people usually do every morning? Do you all just
breakfast.
hope someone makes it and then you wander in going, ooh, that smells good? Does anyone actually do that here? We weren't making this for everybody.
Usually Gregor makes it, and he's not ready by this hour.
Well, just okay then. Just be patient, chill out. You're lucky we're even here. So this annoys
Right,
me.
we're sorry. Euphemius, forgive me. We're so sorry. We'll wait patiently in here.
I say, all right, that sounds good. And then I take my hand, I hold up to my nose and go, oh, just trying to get the whiff of that peeling out of my hand. Just, I can smell it, all those peelings.
Got it. Thanks for that.
He's smelling his peeling hand.
Yeah, he's smelling his peeling hand. All right, so when will breakfast be ready?
Yeah, we can say now.
All right, so
Be
Hope,
ready
you stir the pot, you add the ingredients and the seasoning in. Varel's not bucking you anymore, and you get to a point now where it tastes like the familiar taste of a recipe you knew from your past, and it's ready to eat.
All right, Hope will serve up a bowl for Nash, Stanley, Varel, and herself. Get a thing of mead and then go sit down.
Okay, so you get a bowl and mead, and you give one to each of the party members, and you go to sit down. As you exit back into the mess hall, there's about 50 men and women there in various undergarments, having just woke up. And they see you sit at a table and start eating, and they kind of look at you.
Hope won't speak, but she'll give them a nod that they can go in and fight over it themselves.
Almost before you give the nod, like an excited pack of dogs, they all sort of stand up and make their way and fill up the kitchen completely and start serving themselves.
These guys are dicks, Hope. Dicks.
Most of us are.
All right, and as the minutes go by, people, the knights begin to return back into the mess hall with a cup of meat and a big bowl, and you hear arguing and yelling and like, "Leave some for me!" And these people are chowing down. They're eating the food, and the whole mess hall's now chowing. And as are the rest of you sitting at the table to eat? How are you? Are you collecting food, Varel? Are you getting too proud for this, or what's going on?
I'd have at the food as best I could.
Okay, Stanley.
Yeah, no, I'm keenly
Okay, so
curious as to how Varel feels about the meal that's been made for him.
Nash, are you done with your vegetable peelings?
I am. I mean, I'm not eating those. Those are I'm saving
No, I
those.
know. You're smelling your hand.
Oh
but
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
are
I'm
you
done with that. I'm
eating?
gonna sit down and I'll sit down and eat for sure.
It might be going really well, and you don't want to stop. I don't know.
I will sit down and eat for sure. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'm not gonna keep chowing.
So you all sit down, and eventually, what seems like the entire tower makes their way to this one mess hall, and some of them are even standing up and leaning against the walls. And then Walnut comes in and goes, did I miss breakfast? It's so early."
It's not that early, Walnut.
Okay.
You're late.
Can someone make some room for me to sit down?
Walnut, have we ever told you about a guy named Tedna?
No.
He was really,
Who was
really
Tedna?
annoying, and eventually it went real bad for him. So I only share that story because you remind me a lot of Tedna. And then I'll move
I look
tables.
at Walnut's feet.
He's got little moccasins on, leather moccasins.
All right. I nodded approval with him and make room for him.
Wow.
Okay, so you make room, and he sits next to you, and he goes, and he looks around, he realizes he doesn't have a bowl, and he says, "Oh, how did you get your food?"
Well, Walnut, we went to the kitchen and got it.
What?
What do people? How do you usually get your food?
Oh, Gregor serves food for all of us.
Well, Gregor's not
Is
here,
Gregor-
so go get it like everyone else.
Okay. And he gets up and he leaves to the kitchen.
Freaking walnut.
All right, and he comes back out momentarily, and he's got like a flat plate, and the stew on it. He doesn't have very much stew on it because it doesn't sit very well on it. And he's got a mug of mead, and he sits down. And he goes, excuse me, and he sits down with his plate, and he's sort of scooping it up with a spoon, but it's a flat plate. There's not much on it.
Were they out of bowls, Walnut?
What? There weren't any bowls.
There was a cup for mead, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't think to use the mead cup. You went with a plate.
Oh, you can't use a cup for food. Drinks go in the cup.
You know what? I don't know why I'm invested in this conversation.
And with that, behind you, everyone sort of snaps to attention, puts their forks, plates down, and you look to see what the commotion is. And Knight Commander Elentris Vane shows up, wearing full regalia. And then the whole room goes, yeah! And they start pounding on the tables really loudly and cheering for the recuperated Knight Commander.
This is
And
Stanley's squeeze, right? This is the
Yeah.
Okay.
Flowing red hair, just looking majestic and all cured and not sickly anymore. Like maybe there's a bit of a glow to her and her armor for some reason. And she looks at everyone and she says, thank you, everyone, for your bravery these past few days. We have endured a lot. We have the great corruptor's artifact that we are guarding here, and the forces of heaven and Euphemius are hard at work trying to determine how best to rescue us and to move the artifact to a safe location. For now, all I can ask is for your patience and understanding. There will be a council meeting in 30 minutes in the main chapel. Once we've had that meeting, we'll figure out what our next steps for defenses are. We cannot allow another instance of a disease or anything of that sort to make their way in here again. We're going to do our best to find out how it got in and to prevent such things in the future. And with that, she nods and she says, may Euphemius be with us all. And she leaves the room. Are you guys going to that council meeting? Says Walnut.
Yes, Walnut, we are.
Not much going to be solved at the council meeting. Says a nondescript paladin sitting a little bit away from you with large mutton chops and large matted hair. He's got no clothes on except long johns. Wasn't the same one that came in. Apparently all these guys wake up in their long johns and just hang out. There's a lot of that going on here.
No? Why is that?
We're surrounded. We're surrounded on all sides. There's no way out. We'll be here for months. Might as well get used to peace and quiet. Find a good book to read. There's a library downstairs. Don't go getting into trouble thinking of plans and ideas. They won't do anything. We must be patient, Walnut.
I heard a very rousing, thunderous applause when the Knight Commander came in. Suddenly, it seems like there's not a lot of faith in her plans going forward.
I'll wait to hear it and judge for myself when I hear the plans. But we're surrounded on all sides by the hordes of hell and the demons of the abyss. In an unprecedented campaign across the Outlands to the White Tower, you think we're going anywhere? It's not likely. Perhaps the artifact and the Knight Commander is going somewhere, but us faithful will stay here and guard the tower with our dying breath.
What
No
happens
adventure for you,
if,
Walnut.
What happens if the Knight Commander leaves? Does somebody else assume the mantle, or how does that
No.
work?
Well, whoever's next in command, or perhaps the High Command back in Sigil will appoint someone else to man the tower. There are quite a few heroes across the Outlands. We'll leave it to their judgment to see who will lead us next.
How long has Elantris been the Knight Commander?
What are you doing? Some kind of survey? Am I an answer person for you?
Yeah, you're talking. We're just having a conversation over breakfast, which I helped make for you. I figured you might be a little forthcoming with answering simple questions, is all.
The conversation is, so what do you do? And how do you enjoy the day? And blah, blah, blah. What do you think of such and so?
I'm just curious how long the Knight Commander's been overseeing you all. Like I said, it was a rousing greeting for her. She must inspire a lot of faith.
She was
in the
recently
faithful.
she was recently appointed when the fist arrived. She arrived with it and took command of the tower.
Interesting. How's the breakfast?
It's good.
Good to hear.
He nods at you, kind of steely and cold. It's very good.
Hope, do you make that face?
No, that's totally Kristen making that face.
Okay.
Hope would never make that face.
Oh.
Okay. Because I'm down with that face. I'm on board with the face.
It's a pretty good face.
Yeah. Okay. All right. How's the food?
You asking me?
It's the best you've ever had.
There you go. It's quite good. In fact, you may have feelings about how good it is. Varel may have feelings about how good it is.
Have feelings?
Mhm.
Yes. Hope, this is delicious.
Hope will nod.
How? How is this done?
Hope will stay a little quiet.
Tell me. Birth unto me the
Family.
knowledge.
Family recipe.
I see.
Oh, whoops.
I had no family. I was left behind.
What if you became part of her family? Then she could tell you. Walnut just shouts out.
Freaking walnut.
Oh, one day I will make my own family with my own recipes.
Look, Varel, look, we find
but
a way
if-
back.
Have
to
you guys heard
Tiekala.
of marriage?
Yeah.
Walnut, what are you doing right now?
Yeah, what do you need, Walnut?
What exactly is it you think you're contributing to this conversation at this moment?
Now I will stand up. Now, hold it there. This boy, has
Man
not
boy.
stolen our vehicle, and he brings his own shoes. He is at least 2 levels better than Tedna ever was.
It's not,
Well,
hard,
Walnut,
not hard to
Not
do.
having shoes.
what do you think? What do you think of Hope, Walnut?
I think if she made the stew, it's pretty good.
That's it. Maybe a 3rd level better than Tedna.
Why are you comparing me to Tedna? I never met him. Did
Because
he
we're
worship
restraining our-
Euphemius?
We are restraining ourselves, Walnut. We wish you to be our friend. And I'll sit back down.
You know, High Priest Buntar Thrun said restraint is an important part of discipline. Sometimes you feel like you want to do things, but you know it's wrong, so you don't do them. And that struggle of working through that resistance is part of being a good person.
I like that his voice is higher too. It's easier for me to ignore.
Anyway, Hope,
That's
you
4 levels.
But I said that because maybe if she has a secret family recipe, if you got married, and you would learn it because you'd be
Oh
the
my
family.
gosh, we know why you were saying it, Walnut. You are as subtle as a nail sticking out of a board.
You shouldn't marry someone though if you don't love them. I mean, only if it's real.
Like heaven.
Hmm?
No, real like heaven, he means, not marrying heaven.
No, I don't think you can marry heaven. Nash.
Yeah. Yeah. Freaking Walnut, dude. The worst character.
Now, Nash,
Yeah.
I beg to differ,
Uh-huh.
for we knew a George as well.
Oh, yeah.
George? Who's
Yeah,
George?
George is it's someone you'll never know or never meet. Don't bother yourself with it.
Have they passed?
No. I mean, yes.
Yes,
Sorry.
he did.
Yes, he has passed. George is no longer with us.
But he's not in heaven. He's
No.
in a box.
He's in a box.
Or a book.
Or
He's in a basement.
He's in a basement box book.
You talking about their body?
No, his soul was in a basement. I fought it.
That's not how souls work, Pharrell.
Yeah, Varel. What do you say
What
to that?
But what if you don't go to heaven or hell? Then you might end up in a basement.
If you don't go to heaven or hell, then you might go someplace terrible like limbo
Why would it be terrible? Hell is terrible.
or the Grey Wastes.
No, that would be the medium.
Do you know the kinds of people that are in limbo? It's worse than hell
Why?
because they are neither good or evil. They
Evil.
They don't take a side in the Great War. They choose no side, and they don't know life because of their ambivalence. And there's a place called the Grey Wastes where everyone turns gray, and there's nothing but gray for miles and miles around. And in Limbo, they have clowns for gods. The Council of Clowns, they just laugh and make a mockery of everything.
The Council of Clowns.
The Council of Clowns and
I
the
know
god
them.
that the god that heads this council, Kiddegree.
Wait. Oh. He was a god, Kid agree? We played M Sports together.
Huh? You met Kiddegree?
Walnut, you're a fount of knowledge that has many leaks. And I appreciate you.
You might have met someone named Kiddegree, but that might not have been Kiddegree because they believe in nothing. You might have been getting just, they're having their way with you, but in their mind or your mind. I'm not sure how it works exactly.
That's fine, Walnut. Thank you.
It's Kiddegree is a great clown. He's the god of all clowns. And he rules
Fascinating.
from the Council of Clowns in Limbo.
Well,
At least
sometimes.
My master at the seminary said I had a little bit too much of an obsession with some of the more occult side of creation. And so I don't know any more than that because I wasn't allowed to pursue it further, but it's a very scary thing. It's hard not to read about it.
Oh. We'll talk about it sometime then. Do you know
Okay.
squirts?
Like the squirts?
Yes. These squirts.
I had squirts when I was sick with
No.
whatever was going around.
Not those kind of squirts.
Right, the one with baby chunks.
No, he thinks he's talking about the runs.
We didn't run.
No.
We played M Sports together.
Do you remember what I did in that bucket in the closet?
I try to forget.
That's what he's talking about. Is that
What did you do in the bucket?
I had squirts, the kind you're thinking of.
He lowers his voice and brings his head into you. I zoom in my camera.
Good. I'm glad you're doing that.
Did you go squirts in a bucket?
Yes, I did. But it's because of this illness
Which bucket?
that swept the one in the closet.
There are a lot of closets in this tower.
The one near where we slept.
Oh, of course.
Why?
But that's really funny. Don't tell the night commander.
Why does it matter what bucket it was?
I don't want to find it. Really, that's really bad. You should probably put it in the latrine.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But where's the latrine?
Well, there's one just outside of the mess hall here. It's on the way out.
Well, I'm not gonna bring a bucket all the way down here with that in it. That's horrible.
Well, wait till nighttime or something when there's not so many people here eating.
All right, Walnut. I'll get right on that. As soon as I'm able, I'm going to get right on that idea of yours.
Every conversation, it's like walking through mud. It just continues to get worse every time.
Look, Walnut is harmless enough, but I think he may be in cahoots with somebody. He's holding us back.
I'm not holding anyone back.
I feel like we just get sidetracked by you and your.
Why are you guys talking about me like I'm not here?
I know you're here, but whenever you're around, we stop getting things done. And it makes me think that you're doing that on purpose somehow.
He might be. He might be a clown.
He's the embodiment of
No, I'm not a clown.
You could be
He
a clown,
absolutely is.
Keep your voice down. Shh.
I think he's a clown. He's just like
If
Kittigrew.
you told me to imagine Limbo, a place of zero progress, it would be speaking with Walnut.
I think
Keep your voice down.
Are you a clown or not? Say something or I'll yell it out loud at the top of my freaking lungs.
I'm not a clown, Nash.
Then what are you?
Not. I am a monk, a priest of this order, an acolyte. I'm not a full priest yet.
How long have you been in this tower?
Since I was 20.
How old are you now?
How old are you now?
I'm 20. But I'll be 21 in a few weeks.
So, wait a minute. What's the full amount of time? You can't give a measurement of since I was 20 and I am 20. How long have you been here?
Like, 6 or 7 months, maybe. They sent me straight here from the seminary.
How long were you at the seminary?
Since I was 12.
Is that where you learned to speak the language that journal was in?
Celestial?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that standard for anybody from the seminary?
Mm-hmm. All the great texts are written in Celestial, not in Common.
All right, Walnut. All right.
They sometimes get translated, though. But as a priest, you're expected to know the language of the gods.
And
Or attempt to.
you fully know it? Or are you still working
No,
on
I'm not that good at it.
it? Okay.
But, it's not... It's really important. They drill you with practices every day. My advanced celestial linguistics class, for example, we had to figure out how... It's hard to understand, but in Common, there are things called nouns. But in Celestial, there's things called supernouns. And those supernouns can be in a superposition. And then you can have 3 nouns following a supernoun. And it can't be followed by a verb unless it's also followed by a him verb.
Fascinating.
It's a really cool language, actually. But it's so hard to understand. It's a lifetime of study.
All right, what are we doing? Where?
Council meeting.
Yes, we should prepare for the council meeting.
Which is in 30 minutes, so you can finish eating up your food and head over to council if you wish.
Okay.
Yes.
Time stopped while we had that talk.
Yeah, there was no time.
You can end it at any time. You just have to stop talking to Walnut, and the DM will eventually stop role playing as him.
All right.
Cool.
I actually like the idea that time didn't progress in that entire moment.
Yeah.
Well,
That
it's only a few
30 minutes of conversation was actually just 1 minute in the real world. All right.
All right,
Finish.
so you guys finish up your food. You excuse yourself from the mess hall while knights. It's still early morning. Knights are still there. Some of them also appear to leave to retreat to their quarters, presumably put armor on, and make their way to the chapel. Which the chapel's on the 4th floor, and you make your way down to the chapel area.
One thing.
Yeah, anything?
On the way, when we have a moment, I would like to gather and attempt to speak privately to the companions. If we can just find a little,
Oh, you mean the party?
yeah,
Not Walnut.
companion.
Not
no, not
Walnut.
Without Walnut, because he's been hanging around you guys.
Without Walnut, we ditch him.
Okay.
Trick
okay.
him into going somewhere else.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come up with a reason, or if you ditch him, this has to be a series of rolls to get rid of him.
Hey, Walnut, will you, we need to get a couple things out of the common room. Will you go ahead and make sure that if they start, they don't start without us? We'll be right up.
Oh, you mean in the chapel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll go do that. And he takes off with enthusiasm and energy from the food that was made this morning.
So he's gone.
He's gone now.
Okay.
You're clear.
Did anybody else notice the unique timing of the appointment of the Knight Commander to the arrival of the Fist?
You mean the lady you've been...
Yes, the lady I've been with, Nash.
Okay. I'm just making sure. We're talking about that same lady.
Did she feel natural?
Did you... Yeah, did you notice anything while you were, in there?
Anything fake?
No, I didn't notice anything. I'm just saying that there's a couple of things that aren't adding up. When we discussed what the plan would be if we took the Fist to the mountain, she wants to entrust Walnut with the key. She thinks he's going to be brilliant at getting the key out of here, and he doesn't seem, honestly, very brilliant at anything.
No. That's why I think there's something up here. He's not all he seems.
He seems like he would get 2 steps away and immediately caught and captured and corrupted and the key stolen back. I find it suspicious is all.
Well, I had a visit from the voice this morning as well. It said we'll be meeting today. So be ready.
Be meeting.
Hmm.
What does that mean? Like to get you here together with us? Or just in your head?
I just think that ultimately what we need to do is we need to be alert. We need to be paying attention. We need to be ready for just about anything.
Yeah. And in the end, don't let me touch the glove.
Okay.
Why? How do you know that? How do you know you shouldn't touch the glove?
That's how I go back.
Oh. All right. Well, let's not let her touch the glove.
So are we ready?
Is there a
Yeah.
smell policy on this for Nash, or
What for the?
smelling the glove?
Oh, I'll smell the glove, but we don't. Where's the glove?
Licking.
I was just curious. about
Oh, I'll
the
totally
rules.
smell it when we get there.
Okay.
Yeah, I might even taste it.
All right.
I'm gonna lick the glove.
All right. With that said, make our way back to the meeting.
Okay, so you make your way to the 4th floor, having had that conversation. You enter into it's a smaller chapel, but it's still a large room. The ceiling crawls up quite high. You have a feeling it actually probably encroaches somewhere on the 5th floor, which is confusing to your mind when you think about the architecture of the place, but it does. And there's pews, and the pews are filled, or they're fairly empty. There's about 10 what appears to be paladins altogether. Upon the stage at a podium stands the Knight Commander, Elentris Vane, and next to her, Walnut is standing a little bit to the side. In addition, I have to trudge up a name I haven't used in a few days, so I just gotta grab that. But overall, there's what was the name of there was another elf priest that you spoke to. I just can't. Let me get my NPC name.
Crudmund Hordweld, was that
That's the one. Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't find it. It was Crudmund.
Crudmund
Oh, I have
Hordwell?
it in my notes here. Yeah.
Every
Sorry.
time you lean over and look at your notes, your face gets big because your camera zooms. It's so weird.
In attendance, you see Sir Samson and Sir Klotchup, the two paladins you met when you first arrived from the Traveler's Twin. And, sorry, it was Crudmund Hordveld, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Hordweld. Yeah, Crudmund. High Cleric Hudmund. Crudmund Hordveld. All right, perfect. So High Cleric Crudmund Hordveld is also in attendance. All right, and you walk in, and Knight Commander Elentris motions for you to sit as a group in the pews up in the front row from the back, just with the motion.
Okay. I'll go.
Okay. Go and sit down.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, it does zoom in when I go to write notes. It's so annoying.
It's kind of great.
All right. So it's funny. I look down at my notes and it's like, and it knows if my eyes are up, then it's like it doesn't move. But then when my eyes are down, it moves.
This is how they get you. Yep.
All right. So you walk in to the chapel, take your seat, and the Knight Commander begins expressing from the podium, and she says, "Commanders, High Priests, thank you for your bravery and diligence in these times. We are meeting today because it seems to me that it is a matter of time before the demonic horde, unprecedented this far out into the Outland, all the way to the White Tower, has besieged it and will eventually find a way in. If anything, this most recent breach of our security demonstrates that we are more vulnerable than we think we are here. There is good news. But before I share that good news with everyone, first I wish to thank Hope, who has arrived here with these strangers to reinforce the tower. She was the one who found the solution to break the curse of this disease in the library below. Thank you. And you hear, 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 just as a general chorus from the crowd. I was uncertain of the motivations of these strangers who arrived at too convenient of a time while we were at our greatest peril. And even further, it seemed that the disease arrived along with them, and that caused me to doubt them greatly. But I've had time to consider her actions and what's happened here, and to me it is entirely unclear who is at fault for bringing the disease into our gates. And Euphemius has tasked us all with having a clear mind and clear heart when we make our judgments against them. For now, not for now, I shouldn't say that. For this reason, I am rescinding the order of execution on the four. They're free to come and go as they please within the tower, and you will protect them with your lives as you would protect anyone further to the oaths you've taken to Euphemius. Now, I want to launch an investigation into how this happened, but there's more important matters at hand, namely the safety of the cosmos itself. We have to get this fist to the lands of heaven. And we need a plan to do that. And this is where I'll share the good news with you. I've received a missive from Mount Celestia itself. Knight Commander Thale, who is garrisoned at the border of the Great Road between the Outlands and Mount Celestia, has sent word by pigeon carrier that a battalion of aerial warriors, right? How should I say this? Sorry, I'm just trying to find the right words. A battalion of paladin riders are on their way. And Walnut immediately speaks up and goes, "Wow!" And then Knight Commander Elentris looks over to her, gives him a look, not a mean look, but just a, behave yourself kind of look. And he tuts up. Yes. The Night Riders. Oh, that's Walnut's voice. Night. The Night Riders will be traveling day and night aboard their Pegasi. Or is it Pegasus? Aboard their Pegasi. And will be here within the day. They will collect the fist and take it by air to heaven. So we don't have to hold out for much longer. What we will need to do is open up the gate and beat back a path for their messenger to come in and collect the fist. And then secure the exit when they leave. After that, we retreat into the tower and hold here. Our prediction is that with the fist gone, and with the horde seeing it leave, they will no longer attack the tower. We expect them by nightfall tonight. So everyone, sharpen your blades. Repair your armor. For tonight we will fight them at our gates. One last time. Not everyone will survive. But the fate of creation will survive, and we will persevere and get this cursed object to those who can finally rid all of creation of this blight upon the cosmos. And I'll open it up for questions and comments at this time.
Stanley will stand up. Well, Knight Commander, I have a concern that there may be a plot also in effect today. As we had discussed, our colleague Hope had been contacted initially by the demons to apprehend this item. But she has seen fit to aid your cause and aid all of us. However, the voices still call to her, and they have made a threat that they will be arriving today. We believe that there may be an entity somehow inside the tower trying to act against the item. It's been trying to convince Hope to aid it, and barring that, we believe that it's now going to try and act on its own accord.
Then we must prevent this. How do we do that? Do you have a suggestion?
Well, based on the discussions that it had had previously, it seemed to suggest that if the object containing the fist was opened, it would manifest itself. Our thought was maybe if this was true, we could prepare an ambush of sorts and fight whatever it is when it came for the fist.
A noble idea. But we will. The curse. It's not a curse, sorry. Let me say that correctly. This item has been sought after by so many for millennia, Stanley. And there were many who thought that they could rid the world of it, and yet it persists. Plural are the legends of how to destroy such an artifact, but we have the powers of the gods themselves at our disposal. We will bring it to them to put a final ending to this fist. Now that reinforcements are arriving, there's no need for us to take any chances on our own. We will deliver to the messenger from Mount Celestia, and they will return it by Pegasi, the fastest and most majestic of beasts in all of creation. This is the final stretch, Stanley. Soon the fist will be back, and then we can rest in peace again.
Yeah, I guess my concern is usually that's the moment right when you feel that it's almost done that things get complicated.
And why would you deliver something that's clearly evil directly to heaven itself?
To destroy it. It requires great power. Power that we don't have available to us here. Divine power.
Well, and if I can also venture a thought, why are we bothering trying to open gates and hold off demonic hordes? If they're coming in by sky, why can't we meet them on top of the tower and teleport them in same way we got in? I honestly would feel a good deal better about that, because if it were a ruse, demons attempting something, the tower would expel them. It definitely puts a lot less people at risk. I could do it. We have the means.
You can teleport into the sky. That's very dangerous. Without a place to land.
I mean, if we can get to the top of the tower when they're coming in, I
Go
could
on.
meet your courier, teleport him into the tower, get the fist, teleport him to back up to the top of the tower. No holding the gates, nothing.
One of the knights speaks up and says, I was quite looking forward to bashing a few heads in. I've been stuck in this tower all day, and nothing would please me more than to ram my sword through the maw of some wretched creature from some hole of infinite blackness. But the elf speaks true. If he has the means to do this, it sounds much safer. Elentris nods and says, very well, Stanley. Your plan does risk less lives and sounds like a better alternative to the one that I proposed. We'll do that. I'll send word back that the messenger is to head to the roof of the tower and not the front gate.
Very good.
Does anyone else have any contributions to our conversation today? Very well, then it's decided. This meeting would have been a lot harder without word that help was coming. But I told everyone not to worry. Our faith in Euphemius is being rewarded. He brought us these fine heroes to clear us of our disease, and now he is bringing our brothers and sisters from Mount Celestia to finally provide us with some reprieve from the endless assault of the demonic hordes. If there's nothing further, then we all have swords to sharpen, just in case. Anything else? Then Euphemius be with you. And with that, she gives a nod, and the knights in attendance get up and begin exiting. Walnut stays there, and the high cleric walks up to you, Stanley, and he looks at you and says, I just wanted to say thank you to you and your friends for saving us. And he pats your shoulder and walks on. You've done a good thing.
Okay.
And with that, everything empties out but Elantris and Walnut. And she slowly, as everyone leaves, she looks to Walnut and she says, go on. And then Walnut sort of hikes up his monk robes a little bit and runs out as well. And then once he leaves, she looks at you and she sort of lets down this guard or this propriety that's sort of about her personage. This character of the Knight Commander she's playing. And sort of a warm look spreads across her face, and she looks at you, Stanley. And she smiles and she says, this is wonderful, isn't it?
Oh, gosh.
Tonight, we survive the night, and tomorrow, you and me.
It certainly will be. I am hesitant to be quite so celebratory. As I said, I'm very concerned. Can't help but feel like it's always the moment you feel like things are going to your plan that you find out they're actually going very much to somebody else's. At least that's been my experience.
That's evil. Attempting to cower you. Attempting to make you less than you are. You cannot give in to the fear of evil. The whole world every day will try and make you, convince you not to be good. You must not listen to it. We have every reason to feel like we have the best chance possible out of this situation. We fight hard tonight, and if we are victorious, then we will have a feast. I will have the best meats and the best vegetables flown in from Sigil, and we will feast in this tower. And then Stanley, there's more to life in this tower than but the tower. With the demonic horde gone, then the work to rebuild its environs can commence. There is a small farming hamlet just a mile away. They've been overrun, but I'm sure the people there will be eager to return back to their crops and begin life again. And then she walks up to you and she takes your hand as you sit down. She goes, it's a beautiful place to raise children.
Jeez.
And that's all for this week on There Will Be Dungeons.
Oh, man.
Wow.
There's that cliffhanger.
That's funny. Oh, John, you're in trouble with this lady, I'm telling you.
I know.
Right? And him, Stanley, not wanting to go back? I mean, if she's not the crazy evil thing in
That's
disguise,
true.
that's pretty tempting.
You'll never know.
And they could go out to field.
If you were thinking that a lawful good priesty character is into one night stands.
Oh, yeah. She's into...
Oh, shit. That's what gets her to turn.
Yeah.
to the dark side.
That's right. I mean, I'm the one that usually has to deal with the crazy ladies, so I'm glad Stanley is now.
Which is the hilarious thing, because Nash is a scab of a human.
Right.
And Stanley's a half-elf.
I mean, I saw that fan art of Stanley that JP Vega did. I mean, Stanley's beautiful.
He's a sexy man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a specimen.
He's all right.
Yeah. That's enough.
It's only going to get better as he levels up, too. There's literally a level where what I unlock is I look better.
Really?
Wait, really?
Yeah. Let's see what level it is.
That sounds like prestidigitation out of control.
Let's see.
Your glamour college, right?
Yeah, it's at level 14. Here's what it says. At 14th level, your appearance permanently gains an otherworldly aspect that makes you look more lovely and fierce.
Wow.
In addition, as a bonus action, you can assume a magically majestic presence for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated. For the duration, whenever any creature tries to attack you for the first time on a turn, the attacker must make a charisma saving throw against your spell save DC. On a failed saving throw, it can't attack you on this turn, and it must choose a new target for its attack, or the attack is wasted. On a successful save, it can attack you this turn, but it has a disadvantage on any saving throw it makes against your spells on the next turn. So, yeah.
Sacrilege to attack you.
Stanley just becomes too pretty to hit.
Yeah. Too pretty to hit.
It's great. It's great.
I love that.
Keep going, Stanley. You can do it.
Keep it up, you muscly, ab-filled monster of a ladies' man.
I mean, this adventure is really taking the turn. I gotta say.
It's in a place. It's in a place. We'll see what happens next time. Thank you all for watching there at home. We appreciate having you guys here, as always. And we hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back next week, and there'll be a bonus show for you people that have supported us over on the Dungeons Plus support system, which is available now at therewillbedungeons.com. If you sign up for that, you get a bonus show every month. And that's our new one next week. So watch for that. Don't know what it'll be, but it'll mostly be your questions. That's how it works. You can also leave those questions on the site at therewillbedungeons.com. What else? I think that's it. Yep, that's it. That's it. I hope you're all safe, that you're well, that you're isolating, but being social the best you can on the internet, that sort of stuff. And hopefully we'll get through that part of our lives unscathed.
Well, let's say one more thing.
Yes.
If you're feeling lonely during the coronavirus thing and you run out of shows, go to our Discord. I think it's a supporter only thing, right?
But no. The public one is open for everybody. Anybody wants in there, they can
so
get
you
in
can
there.
find groups to play D&D with and hang out, or just talk about the show or D&D with us. I noticed it's got more active over the past week, so it definitely is like a place for you to communicate and socialize while you're stuck inside.
Yep,
Definitely.
and the link to that, which does not require any passwords or anything, is up on the site. Therewillbedungeons.com. You can go get that and get in. All right, that's going to do it for us. For John, for Bo, for me, for Kyle, for Kristen, and for little baby Chunks. We'll see you next time. Whoops, we'll see you next time. There it goes.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
If you need anything, just yell walnut.
There you go.